Okay, welcome to Mindful Pilates. Take a seat on your chair with your leg weights on if you would like to use those. And come into your breath. Okay, let's see. I need to get out my leg weights. Where are they? Probably in here. Spread. Susie and I talked about this once. She has, well, I'll just do it without my leg weights. You can put on your leg weights. My friend Shannon lent me her grandmother's bread table, which is what that is. And those two bottom bins would normally hold flour, and you'd put your utensils in the top. But for me, it's a great prop cupboard. And Susie's grandmother had one just like it, right, Susie? Something like that. Okay. So sitting up in your chair, remember, you can always put a Gertie ball behind your back if it feels like too much to straighten your leg and you find yourself doing this every time you straighten your leg, then better to have a support behind your back. But if you can sit up tall without that support, it's fine for you to work that way too. So find your shoulder blades on your back. Let the hot air balloon lift you from center palate. And as you're ready, straighten one leg and a little bit of turnout with the foot. And tap the toe down and lift the leg, feeling into that inner quad and release. It's a tiny bit of turnout. We're strengthening the vastus medialis. So we want to lift the leg to straight. Now, if you can do that better without the leg weight on, then don't feel like you have to have the leg weight on. And those of you who hyperextend your knees, you want to stop the lift before the hyperextension. So you have to get to know your body well enough to not lift into the point of kicking your bones back towards the back of the knee. And let's lift one more time and let's hold it there. Shoulder blades firm on your back. You can even let your hands come down, palms forward. Take a few breaths into the lowest circle of ribs. We'll warm up the hip flexors first, Sharon. Fluid breath. And release. Now let's try the other leg. Lifting in slight turnout and bending slowly down. So we don't have to do any of this really quickly. You can continue to lift. Feel for straightening the leg, but stopping it before you hyperextend. My little buddy here to help me now. Fluid breath. And now lift and hold. Root down through pubic bone, tailbone. Find the lower abdominals helping you lift. You can even here kind of find a hug in around the rim of your pelvis. Shoulder blades on the back, practicing healthy posture. Hot air balloon lifting you. The head isn't forward. We're letting it rest back. And release. One more time, the first side. Lift and tap down. Lift and tap down. Maybe you exhale and inhale. Fluid breath. Let's do one more. Lifting up and hold. Shoulder blades firm on the back. Stay strong, low ribs to hip pointers. So we're not flaring the ribs to lift the leg. And release. Other side. Lift and bend. Lift and bend. Fluid breath. Long spine. Shoulder blades on the back. Katie's getting some help too from a buddy. Hold the leg up. Shoulder blades strong. They can help you lift the front chest slightly without flaring the ribs. And release. Okay, let's step out to the side of the chair. Turn the chair to the side and place your fingertips on the back of the chair. Standing strong on the four corners of the foot closest to the chair, take the other leg out. And we'll work on these outer hips for a moment. Lift and lower. Each time you lift the leg, try to also lift your lowest rib ring. so that you're not collapsing over. Try to find this lift, the lengthening of your waistline. Shoulder blades still strong on the back. You can lean into those shoulder blades a little. Let the base of the skull rest back. Now lift the leg and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring it down. Lift the knee up to the front and tap the toe and lift. Still open across the front chest. Shoulder blades strong on the back. Let the base of the skull be lifted. And lift and hold. And then take the leg back behind you. So I'm just going to turn sideways so you can see, but you can turn towards the chair or not. Now, right here, make sure that you're lifting up through the pelvic floor, lengthening the front of the spine, and lift the leg behind you and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and hold. Lengthen out the foot, lift up through the crown. Take another deep inhale into the lowest circle of ribs. And release. Take the chair around to the other side. So getting around the full circumference of the hip. Now notice before we start the difference of legs side to side. Just kind of feel into it. It's very asymmetrical for me. Take your other toes out. Shoulder blades strong on your back, head resting back. Now lift and lower. Lift the low rib ring as you lift the hip or as you lift the ankle. Lift. Don't lift the hip. Lift the low rib ring. And lift the low rib ring. And lift the low rib ring. Keep your heart lifted. Your gaze at the mountaintop. We're not looking down towards our legs. Really feel into the four corners of your standing foot and make sure that standing leg is not locked. Now lift and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and lower. Lift the knee forward and tap. Heart still lifted. Tap. Shoulder blades firm on the back. Tap. We lift and tap. Lift and tap. Really ground into the four corners of your standing foot. Lengthen through the crown. Lift and hold. Feel into the whole circumference of your standing heel. Tailbone reaches earthward. And release back behind you. So I'll turn towards the chair so you can see. Toes point towards the floor. It's important that you feel for the stretch between inner thigh and lumbar spine. Reach the tailbone back towards the back heel to help you stabilize the pelvis. And the heart lifts as the heel lifts. The low back rib ring lifts away from the heel lift as we lift and touch. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Okay, let's move the chair out of the way and come to the floor. Have your Gertie ball, both TheraBands, your little therapy ball, and your hand weights. And if you'd rather a block than the ball, then have your block. And if you want a pillow, bring in your pillow. And if your puppy wants to bring the hedgehog, bring the hedgehog. Okay, lay down. Palms up, shoulders broad. Pause in constructive rest. Take a deep inhale. Feel for the imprint of your back on the floor and let the shoulders broaden and relax back. Low ribs reach for hip pointers so that you're not flaring. Likewise, you're not flattening the lumbar curve into the mat. And exhale, float one leg to tabletop. Inhale, float back down light as a feather. If you still have your leg weights on, notice if this is causing any strain. If it is, take them off. Keep your neutral curves. Keep strong from low ribs to hip pointers. Fluid breath. Shoulders broad, palms up. Float one leg to tabletop and pause. Take an inhale. Exhale, float the other leg up. Now, if your lumbar curve flattens into the mat, put a folded blanket under your pelvis. Now, inhale down and exhale up. Remember, you don't have to go far if you're wearing the leg weights. Inhaling down and exhaling up. We use our front hip flexors. Now open your knees wide, heels together, and toe dip at this angle. You're more likely to work the psoas this way. Fluid breath. Now we had the shoulder blades strong on the back when we were standing. See if you can still feel them that way lying down. And when you put the shoulder blades on your back, do your ribs flare? If they do, reach the ribs for the hip pointers. Stay strong in your front Pilates square. Good. And now, legs parallel. Draw your right leg in and lengthen your left leg out if you'd like to. Now, some of you may keep the left leg in and just toe dip it. Let's try that first. Hug in the right leg, toe dip left, switch, toe dip right, hug in left, and switch, and switch. If you have the leg weights on, this might be best for you, but some of you may be comfortable lengthening one leg out as you hug the other leg in, and switch. Remember, your outside hand reaches for the ankle. Your inside hand helps align the knee. And you may have your feet in a light turnout to strengthen again that inner quad, the vastus medialis. Fluid breath. Nodding nose towards mouth, almost lift from your hairline. Lengthen out through your crown. Even here, you can feel for your glutes, gently helping you stabilize the pelvis. And as you do that, you may feel your low abdominals turn on a little bit more. Hug both legs in. Reach hands away from knees as you toe dip both legs and tap the hands. Remember, you don't have to toe dip far. Keep your Pilates square strong. Take another toe dip. Inhaling, exhale, tap your knees. Some of you will be able to lengthen legs out to your point of control. Circle the arms and hug the knees in. Keep your heels glued together if you lengthen, because that midline will help you stabilize. Hug the glutes in towards the bone and the outer legs in to help you stabilize that lengthening. And let's do one more. Lengthen out and hug in. Fluid breath. Now bring your legs to tabletop, flex the feet. Just hold them there, hands behind your head. Exhale, lift your right elbow towards the sky. Reach your right low ribs for your left hip pointers and pulse the elbows skyward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and hold. Release the collar away from your ears. Feel your obliques working. And come back to center. And exhale, left elbow lifts. Left ribs to right hip pointer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and hold. And come back through center. And now take up the right elbow for 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Rest your head back into your hands. Reach the right ribs for the left hip pointer. And switch. Left elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. Reach left low ribs across your right hip pointer. Feel for that active strength. And come to center. And right elbow for 1, 2, and center. Left elbow. 1, 2, and center. Right elbow. 1, 2, and center. Left elbow. 1, 2, and center. Right. 1, 2, and center. Left. 1, 2, and center. Right for 1, and center. Left and center. Right and center. Left and center. Right, center, left, center, and release your head. Hug your knees in towards your chest and set one foot to the floor and the other. If you have a pillow under your head, take it out. Come into your robot arms and lift your pelvis. Lift the right buttock higher than the left. Really activate that right buttock and stretch through the right knee. This is a good psoas stretch right here. Taking the right inner thigh away from the right navel. Take a deep breath. Stretch the myofascia with another deep inhale. Relax the tissue as you stretch the bones, knee away from heart center, and come back down. Feel the difference side to side after that one stretch. Float back up, both hips even. Lift the left buttock. Stretch out through the left knee. You may feel your left quads really stretching. Stay grounded in the shoulders and take a deep inhale. And relax into the stretch on the exhale. Keep reaching the bones away from each other. Inner thigh away from navel. And come back to center and lower back down. Now, tilt your tailbone towards the sky. Feel for a flattening of the lumbar spine. Activate the glutes onto your ilium bones. And with that curve, slowly lift into your bridge. Keep the cat tilt. Feel how the cat tilt is activating your glutes and your hamstrings. If you want to activate the hamstrings a little more, draw your heels towards your buttocks. If that causes cramping, don't do it. Spread your toes, stretch them long out of the heel. Fluid breath, feel your activated glutes and soften the glutes and lower the sacrum. And come into somatic walking. Right hip lifts as you press into the right foot. Left hip lifts as you press left. And just let the hips walk like you're sauntering down the road. Knees are not twisting side to side. They're going straight out over the toes. Fluid breath. Releasing the low back. Getting some fluid movement into the hips. Deep inhale. Long, smooth exhale. Okay, come back to center. Ground your robot arms again and lift the pelvis and pulse the pubic bones skyward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and hold. Hug glutes into bone. Lengthen through your knees and lift the heart up towards your head. Stretch from heart to knees. Fluid breath. Activate across the back of the shoulders, down the whole length of the humerus bone. Root the four corners of your feet. Lift your toes, lift your arches. Relax your toes. Lift your toes, lift your arches. Relax your toes. Feel for your glutes turned on. Lift your toes and arches. Hug your heels gently towards your sit bones if that doesn't cause cramping. Another 3 fluid breaths. Relax your toes, relax your buttocks, lower the pelvis to the floor, nod tailbone towards earth, tailbone towards sky. Just rocking the pelvis now, fluid breath. It's important to do the strengthening work of the back body, the back of the core, fluid breath. Now coming to center. Those of you with scoliosis, be careful with this, but see if it feels okay. Ground your sacrum. Float your head as if you're going to float it off the mat, but maybe you don't quite float it. And then reach your left fingertips down the left edge of your foot. Come back, head centered. So your gaze stays skyward, but you're side bending now towards the right foot and center, towards the left foot and center, right foot and center, left foot and center. Keep your spine long. Remember, if you have osteoporosis, we don't want to bang bones into bones, but here you're doing the side bending without gravity, pulling the bones towards each other. So you may be able to keep a little more length while you strengthen the side bodies. The head can be on the floor, just kind of passing along the floor, or you can float the head slightly off the floor. Make sure you're not lifting from the chin, lift from the hairline, side to side. Let's call these our penguins. Feel into your penguins, strengthening your side bodies, strengthening your front neck flexors, and come back to center and relax. Take your feet as wide as the mat if that's comfortable to you. Arms in a T or overhead. Take your knees to the left. Reach through the right knee and stretch the right hand away from the right knee. Breathe in to the psoas pathway and the front quads, stretching your hip flexors. Now use the breath to help you stretch the myofascia of the abdomen, which does wrap into the fascia of the hip and the legs. So breathe, stretch that fascia. Relax it on the exhales. One more deep inhale. Relax, let your bones rest towards earth, and then take the knees to the other side. Switch hands if you're stretching the wrist of the right arm away from the right knee. Fluid breath. Breathe into the stretching quad. Really try to expand the whole circle of the torso with the inhale. Few more breaths like that. And see if you can traction the femur bone out of the hip slightly. And come back to center. Let your arms come out to a T, fingers towards the sky, elbows wide, palms facing the foot of the mat. And press from shoulder to elbow, press down. Feel how you're waking up the middle of that upper back. Now, don't do it with the top of your neck and shoulder, okay? That would be using your upper trap. So nod your head no to using the upper trap. Try to find that area around the shoulder blades. Make sure you're not flaring your ribs skyward. And now even tail towards sky, flattening the lumbar curve. Stay aware of those shoulders pressing back. Grounding into the heels. See if you can lift the pelvis just an inch or two off the floor. And breathe into your back body. Activate the glutes onto the bone for the pelvic tilt. And release the pelvis to the floor. Bring your fingers to your low abdomen. Keep the cat tilt and feel your low abdominal muscles. They should be turned on to help you tilt the pelvis tailbone towards sky. Feel into that abdominal activation. We want that. Now relax into your neutral curves and cross your right knee over your left knee like you're sitting at a concert. And hug the knees in towards your chest. Fluid breath. So the right knee will come into the abdomen first. Now take your ankles wide. Flex your feet and reach down your shins towards your ankles. And draw your ankles up towards your shoulders as long as that doesn't hurt your knee. Keep the feet flexed, active in all four corners of each foot. Breathe deep into the hips. And feel for the belly moving. And relax on the exhales. One more deep inhale. Relaxed exhale. And then release the feet. Lower left foot and switch. Right foot to the floor. Left knee crosses. Take an inhale. Exhale. Hug the knees into your chest. Flex the feet. Take the ankles wide and reach down your shins towards the ankles, drawing the ankles wide apart as long as that doesn't hurt your knees. Keep your feet flexed, stretch out through the four corners. Don't sickle the feet here. Breathe into your abdomen. Breathe into the hips. Breathe into the buttocks. Fluid breath. Letting the body know, ah, yes, I see you, I feel you, I'm paying attention. And release the legs, left foot to the floor. Right foot to the floor, somatic walking. Just try to let that go. Relax the front hips. Fluid breath. Now, exhale one knee into the chest, out to the side, and the other knee in, like you're reaching your knees for your armpits. Draw your knees towards your armpits. Some of you may stay here. This may be a good stretch. Some will lift your feet towards the sky and wrap your forearms around behind your knees. Some of you will reach for the outer pinky toe side of your foot for happy baby. And some of you may rock side to side in happy baby, inviting the hips to open. Fluid breath. Stop where it's best for you. Fluid breath deep into the belly. As you relax the exhale, relax the face. Remember the socially interactive muscles of the face. Tell the rest of the body if it can relax. Some of you may wrap your two-piece fingers around your big toes. And you may open into straddle, Uttanasana Konasana. Don't do this if it doesn't feel good. Fluid breath. If you are in any of the previous positions and you want to try rocking tailbone towards earth, creating a lumbar curve, tailbone towards sky, flattening the curve, you can do that. And see if it helps you stretch the fascia around the femur bone. Fluid breath. Rocking the pelvis. And draw your legs back into happy baby. If you're in straddle, release one foot and then the other. Nod tailbone towards earth, tailbone towards sky. Fluid breath. Okay, let's bring in our yoga therapy ball and bring it under one buttock and roll side to side across that buttock from the sacrum towards greater trochanter, your outer hip. And you can roll up and down the buttock, all the way down to the top edge, the rim of the sit bone, releasing tension there. Now remember, if it hurts you to roll on a small yoga therapy ball, you may want to just put the Gurdy ball under your hip and roll on the Gurdy ball. You may have to deflate it a little bit. But that can be really good for moving the fascia all around those deep muscles in the hip. So don't feel, if you're in pain rolling on the little ball, don't feel like you have to stay with that. You can switch to the Gurdy ball. Fluid breath. And if you find a spot that wants you to circle instead of cross the buttock, then do that. If your body wants to move at a diagonal, swinging the hip up towards the left elbow and then back towards the right heel, you can do that. This might follow more some of the lines of the muscles. You may want to roll towards the bone at the outer hip and come closer to that bone, massaging that connective tissue. And then come off the first buttock, lay your hips back down and feel the difference in that side body. It's important to acknowledge the change that takes place because it helps us get a better picture of what can happen in the body. Take the ball to the other side. Fluid breath. Let your mind settle deep into the tissue of the buttock and the hip, like you're exploring a new landscape. Really let yourself feel into it. Remember, you can circle, you can move at the diagonal. You can roll towards the outer hip. And release off the ball. Okay, now I would like you to reach for your long TheraBand. Now, this work, if you still have the weights on, take them off. I hope you don't. Okay, lift your left foot up over, or your TheraBand up over your left ball mounds and pendulum the foot. Fluid breath. Pendulum the foot. Now we're letting the femur bone rest into the hip socket, releasing synovial fluid. Now you can stay with the right foot on the floor, right knee towards the sky. Hold the TheraBand up towards the left foot. Open the right arm like a wing and take the left foot out to the left. Keep the right shoulder grounding, the right hip. Keep the right knee centered and ground into the four corners of the right foot. And exhale the left foot back towards center and open the left leg out. So here we're building core strength and hip strength while we're also opening around the hip joint. So as you take the left leg out, hug in the container of the outer hips around the ilium bones. Fluid breath. Play with the tilt of your pelvis. We don't want to totally flatten the lumbar curve here, but some of you with an over accentuated lumbar curve, you might benefit from taking the tailbone a little bit skyward, activating the inner abdominals. So you're each in a unique body. I'm recommending you feel into different options. Now come back to center, straighten the right leg out if that's possible, ground the whole right side, and take the left leg out again. Fluid breath. Now become a starfish, reaching out through each limb, through crown and heels. Fluid breath. Imagine you're walking across the ocean floor. Fluid breath. If this doesn't feel good, remember you can always rest the left leg on a bolster or a piece of furniture. And when you draw back up, if you need assistance, bring the right hand across. Use the left hand. Bring the left leg back to center. Now take the strap in the right hand. Bring the left hand to your hip crease. Press the left femur bone down the mat and cross the left foot over. And pendulum. Feel into opening the left hip and the IT band. We're not coming into the twist yet. You're keeping the left hip on the floor. You may even draw a circle with the left foot, smaller than a soccer ball. Fluid breath. And you may take that circle the other way. Feel into what muscles, what fascia are gently stretching. Is it in the inner thigh, in the outer hip, along the outside of the leg? Some of you may want to set up your yoga block or your Gurdie ball to roll into the full twist. Remember to roll the top hip down the mat so you avoid crunching vertebrae into vertebrae, and you get a nice stretch in the upward hip. Fluid breath. Breathe deep into the abdomen. And reach. The left hand across to take the strap and draw the left leg back to center. One more time, bend the left knee in towards the left armpit, half happy baby. Some of you will either hold the foot or the strap up by the foot and straighten the leg out beside your head for birds of paradise. Fluid breath. Now, if you come into birds of paradise, notice if you've hitched the left hip up towards the left armpit, try to recenter the pelvis. Hug the pelvis towards the midline. This is part of creating that container. And on your next exhale through the straw, bend the left knee, straighten the leg towards the sky, and switch feet. Right foot into the TheraBand and pendulum. Left foot is on the floor, left knee towards the sky. Remember, as you pendulum the leg, you want the femur bone moving in the hip socket. So each time the foot comes towards your head, the femur bone moves towards the foot of the mat. Now come to the top of your pendulum. Hold the strap in your right hand. Ground your left wing, your left foot, your left hip. Take the right leg out. Feel your Pilates square turn on. Hug the hips in to create a container. Exhale, right foot back towards center. Remember, you don't have to take it far. Create the container around the hips. Play with creating strength in the abdominal core. Play with your back body myofascial slings, grounding the left shoulder, the left foot, the left hip, holding that ground as the myofascial slings work, and the right leg stretches out to the right and comes back to center a few more times. Feel into the integration towards the center channel. Now coming back up, if you'd like to, lengthen the left leg out. Take the right leg out again. Really ground the left side. From the center core, radiate out through each limb and through your crown. A fluid breath. Stretch your myofascial web even as you work the abdominal core. Now to come out of this, you can take your left hand across to the right strap. Bring your right hand into your hip crease. Press the right femur bone down the mat as you take the right leg across to the left, keeping the right hip on the floor, and pendulum the foot. Now, for some of us, we'll feel this stretch all the way along the IT band. Some of you may feel it in the calf or the back of the knee, some deep in the tissue of the hip. We're all unique. Notice where you feel it. Pause where the stretch is good for you and breathe into it. Relaxing on the exhales. And if you'd like to roll into your twist, fluid breath, rolling the top hip down the mat. Careful, those of you with osteoporosis, you don't feel like you're banging vertebrae into vertebrae. As you breathe, feel for the fascial tissue stretching. Feel into the interconnectedness of the web. And reach the right hand across to float the right leg back to center. Bend the right knee in towards your armpit. Holding the strap in the right hand. Lengthen through the left leg. Perhaps straighten the right leg out to the right side of the body. A fluid breath. Since the hips are so center to the rest of us, we stretch different parts and really it has an impact on the hips. Come back to center and release the strap. Walk both feet down the mat, open your arms up overhead in a V, and lift your left foot. Stretch the left leg out of the hip socket and set the left leg down. Feel the difference left to right. Now lift the left arm. Stretch the left arm long and set it down. Feel the difference left to right. Lift the right arm. Stretch out of the right shoulder. Set it down. Feel how you come towards symmetry. Lift the right leg just off the floor. Stretch it long out of the hip joint and set it down. Breathe deep into the whole fascial web. See if you can relax the web open. And notice where there are any tight threads in your myofascial being. Now gently lift both arms, stretch them long, and lay them down. See if you can lift both legs, stretch out of the hips, and lay them down. Deep breath into your center. Feel for a three-dimensional breath. And bring your arms in, your legs in, and roll yourselves over, coming onto hands and knees. Inhale into your cow. And exhale into your hissing cat. Now, today, from hissing cat, I'm going to have you try something new. From hissing cat, take your right leg out to the right a little bit. Keep reaching your tail towards the floor. Feel for a difference in that glute and just pulse that right knee skyward a few pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come back down. Stay in the cat curl. Your leg won't lift as high. Lift the left leg out to the side. Keep reaching the tailbone for the floor. Feel how your lower abdominals turn on. Pulse the left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and come back down. Now come into your neutral spine. Take a deep inhale. Exhale through your straw. Lift the pelvic floor into the body. Cat curl the pelvis just a tiny bit. Feel your low abdominals turn on. Keep that as you come back to neutral spine. Lengthen through your crown and float the right leg up. It should be able to lift higher now, but you should also have access to your internal abdominals. Lower the right leg and lift and lower and lift. And one more, lower and lift. See if you can draw the right knee towards the right shoulder and come back to neutral. Right knee towards the right shoulder and neutral. Knee to shoulder and neutral and lower down. And containing your lumbar spine in the work of your abdominals, inhale into your cow. Keep the pelvic floor lifted into the body. Exhale back to your neutral spine. Cat curl the tail a little bit. Feel for your lower abdominals. Come back into your neutral and float the left leg up and lower it back down. Now you should be able to lift it higher, but you have a container created. Keep hugging in the glutes on the right hip. Keep your front abdominals awake. And one more lift and lower, and then lift up and draw the left elbow towards the left shoulder. Come to neutral. Left elbow towards shoulder and neutral. One more time and neutral and lower back down. And take a deep inhale. Exhale through your straw. Draw the pelvic floor into the body. Cat curl the tail slightly. Feel your lower abdominals. And Roll your toes under and lift your knees just an inch off the floor. Keep those lower abdominals turned on. Hug your glutes into the bone. Lengthen through your crown in your bear. Fluid breath. So now we do bear in Pilates. We do bear in Qigong. Hug the tissue into the glutes. Hug the outer edges of your legs in towards the bone. One more here. And then lower your knees and inhale your cow. And exhale your hissing cat. Bring your big toes together, knees wide, and lower your sit bones towards your heels. Come into child's pose. Breathe deep into the back body and rock your hips gently side to side. So these forward folds are wonderful hip openers. As long as our body feels okay in them, our knees feel okay in them. Now, hands wider than your shoulders, bring each finger pad to the mat. Hug it towards the center palm. Feel for the lift of that almond arc at your wrist and float up into your downward dog. Knees bent in towards your armpits. Lengthen from hands to hip crease. Fluid breath. Putting some weight on the upper body now. Building strength in the bones. You can take your femur bones back if you can do that without cat curling your lumbar spine. Broad around the neck, release the head out of the shoulders. You can stay in this 4-footed dog or float one leg up behind you. Reach out through the four corners of the lifted foot. Keep hugging your hips towards midline. Feel into how your glutes can create a container for three-legged dog. Come back down with the lifted leg and float the other leg up. Stretch from hands through shoulders, through hips towards the lifted foot. Three-dimensional breath. And stepping back down, walk your feet towards your hands. Bend your knees and unhinge into Utkatasana, fierce pose. Again, reach the tailbone for the floor. Even cat curl the spine slightly and activate those lower abdominals. Then come back to your neutral spine. Keep aware, low ribs to hip pointers. Lengthen the back of the neck. Your hands can stay in namaste or arms can reach alongside your ears. Ground into the four corners of each foot. Lift your toes, lift your arches. Feel into your strength, hugging the outer edges of your body in towards midline, creating banks to your river. Root down into the feet. Stand tall, interlace your fingers, thumbs to the base of the skull. Lift the elbows, rest the head back. In this standing back bend, lift the low back rib ring away from the rooting tailbone. Check in that your knees are not locking. Fluid breath. And if you'd like to, unfurl the arms, still aware of the banks of your river. Don't let the glutes just sit there. Let them gently hug in. And as they do, root down into the feet and lengthen the spine up through the crown. And exhale, hands to the heart. Mountain pose. Okay, let's lift up our hand weights. Okay. And before we do that, if you want to add the circle TheraBand around the arches and tops of your feet, you can do that. And then you can waddle like a penguin back onto your mat. Okay, this is not required, so don't feel like you have to use the TheraBand. And standing tall, turn your palms forward, shoulder blades on your back, bicep curl. the hand weights up towards your shoulders and release. And in the release, let the hand weights go down slowly towards the floor. So we bicep curl up, we release them slowly towards the floor. And you can stay with both feet on the floor, or you can lift the left foot as you bicep curl, lift and down, and lift and down, lift and down, lift and down. One more, lift and down. Step wide. Roll your shoulders, palms forward, bicep curl. Get centered on the next foot, and if you'd like to, lift and release, lift and release. Fluid breath. Last one, coming down. Okay, now you can stay with that or lift your arms out to the side, bicep curl into your shoulders and open. Bicep curl and open. Get ready to lift the left foot. And we lift and tap and lift and tap, lift and tap and lift and tap. Other side. Lift and tap, lift and tap, lift and tap, and lift and tap. Release the arms to your sides, feet stepping wide so you feel the outer edges of your feet. Bend your knees and hinge your body forward. Reach the hand weights towards the floor and lift and lower and lift, lower and lift, lower and lift. Now straighten the arms back and hands come in and back and in. Keep your neutral curves to your spine, but feel for those abdominals. Feel for the outer hip muscles helping you create a container. And straighten the arms and hold. Take the collar away from the head. Feel into your triceps working, but also your shoulder blades working on the back. Keep your Pilates square strong. Now, some of you may want to lift to one foot, and you may be able to lift the TheraBand here and pause. And step down and lift the other foot. Fluid breath. And step down and unhinge and roll your shoulders. Okay, let go of the hand weights and bring the TheraBand up around your ankles. And so I'm going to come a little closer so you can see me. We're going to step back at a diagonal and in and back and in. Step back and in and back and in. Back and in and back and in. Step back and in and back and in. Try the other side. So it's at a diagonal. I'll show it from the front. Back and in. So you're a little out towards the back edge. Back and in and back and in. Step back and in, back and in, back and in, and back and in. Step your feet wide. Stand strong on your left foot and see if you can lift out to the side slightly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Step right. Take the left foot out and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and in. Now bring the right knee forward, shoulder blades strong on your back again. Flex the right foot and lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Step wide. Lift the left foot, flex it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Step wide. All right, step out of your TheraBand. Bring your heels into your Pilates V and inhale. Draw in good energy for this Wednesday, for this week, for this planet. Let's inhale. Draw into knowing our bodies better. And one more time. Inhale into strong and open hips and bodies. All right, thank you.